talking about retirement. I guess we have talked
Uh,
about this one before, like when we have a different topic, and sometimes we kind of talk a little bit about retirement, right? So, are you excited about your retirement days?
oh, I think maybe I'm scared about retirement
Oh,
time, so I feel not good. That's either the good reason for I can explain why why I'm so not good today.
because of your retirement.
Hmm.
So, you feel scared about it.
Yes.
Why are you scared about retirement?
Uh, I think at that time I become more weak, and um, of course I have many times, but I don't know how I can do and how I can show my value for other people, and maybe at that time every action from me really low.
It's maybe because what you're thinking is like you're thinking of big things when you retire and you're not thinking of simple things like just simple living.
Mm.
What do you
And
imagine?
um, I'm not sure, but I think the time when I retired, uh, I think my life really slowly, and I'm not sure I can adapt with a slowly life when now I think everything around me is so really fast.
Hmm.
Mm,
But you know what? That's pretty like normal. I guess people are really afraid of change.
yes.
We are afraid of or we are scared of change because we don't know what will happen in that change. But yeah, I will ask you the questions, my next questions later. Okay, but hopefully you will not be scared of retirement because other people, they're very excited about retiring. And I guess they're excited that's uh the reason maybe because they have enough money for retirement. They can retire whenever and they wanted. And some people actually come, they want to retire early.
Yes, I think so.
Mm. So do
I
you have
don't
a
know,
plan?
but no, I don't think so. And I really hate when I want to become retirement really soon. I want I can do everything when I become older, and that's really important with me. And I don't want to sit alone and looking everything around me. I want to do something.
Mm. You know what? Last day I think my mother called me and then my grandmother was there and then my grandmother said I should go home. And my grandmother told me 3 times I should go home because she said
Mm.
she's old already
Uh,
and she wants me to go home and she repeated it for 3 times. And my grandmother is 70 and I told her I think 70 years old is not yet old.
yes. In nowadays, I think 70 years old, not old, because I think the quality always raising and the older people really strong than ever.
Mm, I guess so. Maybe a lot of people are scared of retirement because they think those kind of age, 65 or 75 or maybe 80, is kind of old and they think that the things that they can do are limited.
You can take
And
her mother go to Vietnam and living here. That is
oh my God. No, my point is people are scared of those
mm,
age because maybe they think that they cannot do so much. It's like what you're thinking. But you know, there's a lot of things actually that you can do. Maybe I told you and Anna about the song Forever Young. You haven't checked
Mm,
about it. You have to
yeah.
check the song Forever Young and see the lyrics for yourself. It talks about becoming old. So check about it, Cam, when you have time. Cam, did you do the test? I think you didn't. Okay. So let's talk about the essay for today. So what did you understand about these two paragraphs?
Um, the first paragraph talk about some people become older. They really scared and interested about the planning for they can retirement. Uh, some of them want to take care their children, but other people really want to spend uh, the time when they retirement for finding some uh, 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 a part a job, or they want to spend their time for volunteer. And I think almost people when they uh, when they become older, they also agree the financial is the most important to sure uh, their life when they retirement. And in the second paragraph, um, with the older people, they have many experience and there are many advantage point for many company can keep them for some job. And while many younger people nowadays really lazy and they depend or live off on their parents so much. So that's why many other older can be find uh, the job when they become older, and I think that is a good choice for many company can reduce free or still support the older. That's it.
Okay. So there is a sentence here, Cam. Once upon a time, old folks were taken care of by their children. Do you think these days or in this generation, this sentence change?
I think in my country, there are many people they really want to retirement, and they just think about when they retirement they have many time for support their kids.
Mm.
And almost people also think the same because they want to spend their time for take care kids, and of course they will support for the younger couple to earn much money.
Mm.
But in my case, I don't want to do that. I want to spend my time when I retirement for myself, and I don't want to live up on my kids. And especially, I don't want to take care the um gì nhỉ? The progeny,
Progeny.
progeny. Yes,
Yes.
progeny.
Mhm. So you want to live on your own when you
Yes.
retire. Okay. So I hope that you can do that. So that's how you imagine your retirement life would be. All right. So, and do you also agree that the age for retirement will be lifted or it will be voluntary? The retirement age for Vietnam is 65, right?
Yes. Mm, I think nowadays we have many reasons for lifted the age of people when they want to when they can do uh, many jobs. So I think that's pretty useful, and at least we can share many money for pay when they want to retirement really soon. I think so.
Mm. So you agree with that?
Yes.
So in your case, Cam, if you are gonna choose, what age do you want to retire?
I think 65 is okay for me, but I hope I can do. I can keep doing when I become about 80 years old, or maybe more.
Do you think when you're 80 years old, you already bring a stick when you're walking?
Yes, I'm not sure I can still alive over 80 years old, but I always hope I can doing normally when become older.
Do you sometimes imagine yourself, Cam, like being old and not be able to walk fast or to run quickly? Do you also have this imagination or thoughts?
Yes, I think now every action not problem with me, but when I become older, I think just the down the stair is the big problem for myself when I really old. But I just hope one thing I can share I can do everything for myself, and I don't want to depend on other people, and I don't want to need support from other people.
So, do you fear that one day your kids need to do the things that you must do? Like for this is a reality, okay? Like for example, when you're old already, you need to use diaper and your kids will be the one who will change that for you. Um are you scared of thinking about that because you don't want to be burdened or you don't want to burden your kids?
Um, Maybe when I become older, our society will appearance many center to support the older.
Mm,
And yes, at that time, I think the good choice for me maybe I will to join one of them center to support the older in our society
oh,
because
okay.
I don't want to live out on my kids.
Okay. I got it. So is it common in Vietnam, Cam? Like center
In
for old people?
Uh, I don't think so. Nowadays, it's not common because we have to control by the moral of our society.
Mm, mm, mm,
Every kid have to responsibility take care of their parents when they become older,
mm.
and that is the rules uh, to to test the moral of each children in our society, and very difficult for we can change in a short time.
Mm. Okay, I got it. Because in US, this kind of houses are very popular. It could be seen anywhere, and I guess in any countries. But in Asian countries, because we have this kind of culture, like extended family, that's why maybe it's like maybe difficult or we can find it seldom, only sometimes. All right. So let's go to the questions that we have here. The first question is, what do you suppose Second Life refers to? What do you think is the meaning of Second Life in the essay?
Second life, second life, second life. I think second life in our essay talk about the older people need to uh, cuddle from their kids. I think so.
Okay, yeah, Second Life in the essay talks about your old age when you are already retired. So let's go to number two. What special qualities do old people bring to the workplace?
I think the most quality from the older people is experience and
Experience.
yes, experience and their attitude really good.
Mm-mm.
They,
Yes.
they have patience. They have a many really patient in job.
Mhm. Do you think it will be a problem when our society will hire a lot of old people?
Yes. Nowadays, my country is a state really, really bad
Mm,
when uh, when we have many younger people, because younger people is the most reason to put our economy to really develop in about 20 or 32 years old later. But when our society become older, I think at that time we have lose many money for take care their health. And of course, when the people become older, the effect, effective of our society will reduce, and maybe we can't to create enough money for take care all the older people in our society. I think so.
okay, I got it. In some countries, I think some of my students they mentioned that old people are becoming a burden to the government. I'm talking about China and Japan because their population actually are um, their population is called old population. While the Philippines we have young population, it's because there are many young people. But in China and Japan, there are there are a lot of old people that yeah, they think that old people are burden to the government because the government needs to spend money to them. So I guess for me, it sounds unpleasant when we say that old people are burden, but maybe it's kind of true. What do you think about it?
I think nowadays every society also um, have a many problem, and uh, especially when the older also is the burden with many governments,
Mm,
because we living in a society really really not stable, when everything also change a lot. And uh, in my parents' generation, they can live up on our government when our economic pretty stable.
mm.
But nowadays everything changes really fast, and many government can do sure about the, the retirement for older people. And nearby time, and I think last yesterday I read a paper talk about just found of Japanese government.
Oh,
They lose money when they using the money for pay retirement to invest on stock market, and they lose really big money because the coronavirus. And that's why I think nowadays the best way is we have to self prepare our plan for time we can retirement, and don't put everything on our government.
don't
If
depend everything.
yes, I think so.
Okay. Yes, I guess that's the problem. But how about when you are like, because in the Philippines we have the social security and we pay that to the government, and actually people are doing that. They're paying the social security. It's because they thought that they can depend on that when they get old. How about in Vietnam? Do you have those kind of government contribution?
Yes, in Vietnam also say when every employees also pay a part of their salary for um, security society when they become older. And many people also think that is the best way for they can hope and depend on our government when they become retirement. But I think mm, the money not enough for they can uh, uh, live when they become older.
Yes,
And I think
exactly.
that
And you know what? Some old people are having loans using their social security. And when they have loan from their social security, they cannot receive money every month anymore because they already have loans and they need to pay from it every month. That's the
Yeah.
problem of some people, right? So let's go to the third question. How many synonyms for old can you find? The
Uh,
same or similar word.
Jasmine talk about the job for older people can find when they older.
No, only words, similar words for old. It has the same or similar meaning.
Mm,
Synonyms, it means different word but the same meaning.
I don't know about this answer.
So the first word that has the same meaning with old is the word grayer. Get grayer, okay? When you say
Mm,
gray or grayer, it is the same with the word old.
oh, okay.
Yes. And of course, um, there's a lot here. Where is it? Elderly. Yes. Elderly, it's the same with old. Oldsters. Oldsters is it's kind of modern way of calling old people. I think three.
Mm,
Three synonyms or similar with the word old.
Ulster.
You better call old people oldster because it sounds modern. Okay, so let's have express yourself question come. What plans do you have for your retirement? Do you have plans already?
Yes, I think I have a plan in about 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Oh, you planned early.
Yeah, the first step in my plan is invest on my real estate,
Mm,
and the second is I want to learn about invest on our on the stock market,
mm.
and of course I don't have any pay money for the society security because I think it's not effective, and I can use that money invest for earn a lot of money than depend on my government. I think so.
Yes, got it. Okay, so do you think that it can suffice you? Like, it can help you, like investing in real estate when you get old?
I think in about because in Vietnam uh, we have a gold generation
Gold
when
generation?
yes when we have many younger people about 20 years old to 40 years old, and with this generation I think in about 22 years old or 32 years old, uh, the real estate is the best uh, channel for I can invest
Mm,
because the demand for the house for they can live really high, and especially the rate of urban in Vietnam really low, just about 40%.
oh.
So that means we have to about 70% of people living in the countryside,
Mm-mm.
and that is a big market for the house they can live in the future. So that's why I think real estate is the best channel for I can invest in about 32 years old later.
Mm. So you are tempting the young people to buy a house and be urbanized. Okay, got it. Yeah, so you already told me about your plans, how you are preparing for your retirement. Do you have any preparations, or you just invest in real estate?
Uh, I think now I just start from the real estate, and I hope in the next years I will invest small money for uh, stock market,
Stock market.
and mm, and of course I also to find some another channel for I can invest beside the stock market or real estate, but now I don't have any idea.
Do you trust the bank, Cam?
The bank, I think the bank is the good way for I can save money. But if I really want to earn a profit, the bank also is the worst channel for I can invest.
I don't trust actually the bank, and I don't know, but in the Philippines, when you put money in the bank, the percentage in 1 year or the interest in 1 year is very low. Like, I think only 1%.
Oh,
Yeah, annual interest rate is only 1%, and many people are having second thoughts if they would really like put their money in the bank, because yeah, as what you're thinking, they maybe they said they can also use it in some other ways wherein they can grow their money more than if they just save it or put it in the bank.
mm.
How about in Vietnam? Is it bigger percentage?
Of course, in Vietnam, nowadays when our government to put a lot of money in our society, when the coronavirus to make lose many jobs, so the rate of bank really still reduce a little
Mm.
bit when nowadays I think just about 6.5 percent
Oh.
a year, and that is a good key for we can keep money in the bank when um, in this time I think we can't invest for any business because really hard for weekend
Mm.
business at the moment. So the
Yes,
bank
yes.
is a good. Mm,
Exactly. Yes, it's a bit high than any other countries though. Okay,
yeah.
so let's go to number three. Instead of living alone or with your kids, would you prefer to live in a retirement home?
Instead of living alone or with a kid, would you prefer to live a retirement home like a center to support older people?
Yes, home for the aged.
Mm. I think if I have a good health, I also like to live alone.
Mm,
And when I need some help from other people, I think the retirement home is a good way for I can consider.
mm. Okay, so you are considering retiring in a home, a retirement home. Let's go to number four. Do you want to live with your grown-up children when you retire, or do you want to live with your spouse only or by yourself?
The best way is I really want to live with my wife when I become older
Mm,
because I really need support from because we can support each other. But
yes.
yes, but when I really weak and depend a lot of other people. I don't want my wife so really the hard working for me. And at that time, I want to come retirement house.
So come, many people said that when you created a family, there comes a time in your life that you will be alone with your wife. So are you prepared to let go of your kids?
Our kids, I think uh, not depend on me because they have to independence when they become old, grew up. And the most important thing, I think I have to train uh, for them when they live up on on myself. And after that, I don't care about them because they have to responsibility with their life.
They have to be responsible for their life. So, would you do something to prepare them in the future, like they can be independent?
Yes, I try to learn about knowledge of financial because that is the most important knowledge. I think I have to train for my kids
Mm.
when they understand about the business, about the money, about how they can build up a system business, and how they can manage people or many other things. I think I can support them really advantage point for they can start up.
Do you think it's the problem of the parents? Like most parents do not teach their kids how to be independent.
The in our country, I think many people really difficulty when they want to train for their kids
Mm.
because we have to control many things from our culture,
Mm.
like when the um, in the first time we have to hard working to earn money for protect our life, for pay money for the kids go to school, and when they become older, when they become grew up, we have to prepare many other things for they can getting married. And after that, there are many parents also prepare a new house for a younger couple when they got married, and when they get some kids, they have to prepare a retirement for take care their kids. And I think they don't have a time for their self, and that is a problem. That's why many Vietnamese people really hardworking whole life.
So are you also like that? I've heard actually that some parents, it's a culture. Like for a male, their parents would spend the money for for their wedding. Is it like that in Vietnam?
Yes, I think uh, when the fee of wedding really high, and every parents
Oh.
that's main people who have to pay that fee. And in my case, also same when I remember when I got married, I just borrowing from my friends and my earn money just about total uh, 30, 30 million dong. And every other fee, my parent also have to pay
Oh my
everything.
God. So having a wedding in Vietnam is more than 30 million?
Yes, 30 million dong. And I think that's not much.
Yeah, because your wedding was a long time ago, right? How many years was
Mm,
it? And
two 2 days or 3 days for a wedding marriage, a wedding.
oh my goodness, it's very long. That's why you need to spend a lot of money.
Yes, because every free of food and many other things, my parent also pay. I just using my money for take a photo of
Mm,
wedding, album, or to buy some dress for my
mm,
wife, and of course a couple of ring.
mm. OMG. So it's very expensive to get married. Oh.
I remember after my wedding, I just earned about 30 million dong from the lucky money. And I also to pay again for my friend. And after that, me and my wife don't have any money after our wedding. Yes, we really,
You
really poor.
broke. So that's why come I guess some people nowadays they don't think of really having a traditional marriage. It's because in the Philippines, some people just to have a traditional marriage have to like borrow money or loan from the bank,
Mm,
and the interest from the bank is very high. So like after their marriage, their life will be a struggle because they borrowed money just to have a grand wedding or a traditional marriage. Because I don't know, maybe it's the same in Vietnam. In the Philippines, if you have to marry in traditional way, I think there are many people that should come in your wedding, maybe 500 or 300 people. So you need to spend a lot of money. So other couples borrow money, and after the wedding, oh, they need to work hard and pay for that. So other couples nowadays, they just have a wedding, like only 10 people or 20 people,
mm.
so that they can save money.
Yes, I just wish we can do the same because we can save many money, and I don't think a wedding with many people is so happier than a smaller wedding.
Mm. So during your wedding, did you feel happy that time?
Um, I'm not sure at that time what exactly feeling. I
Mm.
feel some really embarrassing, some nervous, and I think yes, some happy in my feeling at that time, but uh, it's pretty complicated.
It's mixed emotion. Mixed
Mm.
emotion. Can you still remember how many people were there during your wedding?
I think in my wedding, my parents invited about the 20, 25, uh, no, 250 people.
Oh, it's a lot also.
I think it's a lot.
250.
That's
Really?
yes, medium wedding,
Oh, it's
small
so
wedding.
crowded. Crowded.
Yes.
OMG. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Number five, will you ask your children to give you money every month when you retire?
Uh, Nowadays, my parents never ask me about money, but in the future, when my kids really grew up and when they find their job, I will ask them pay money for for me because they stay with me and they have to pay the fee for house, for food, and many other service from my wife. I think they should to pay for my wife.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. So why would you not do the same with your parents?
Because I don't want to do the same with my parents because my parent is the older traditional, and with
Ah,
me,
okay.
why I want to put a pressure on our kids, and they I want training them about uh, never think free in our life.
Mm-mm. Yes, I guess that's good thought. Okay, because it's really true. So let's go to number six. What do you think about a law which forces grown-ups to take care of their parents?
We force grew up to take care. I
It's a
think
must.
yes. I'm not sure about the law that in our country,
Mm.
but if we had this law, I think that's not forced with many other people because this to belong on the uh, moral than a
Moral
law.
obligation.
Yes.
Okay. So when we say it's a moral obligation, it means that they don't really need, but they have to. So what do you think
Mm,
about those kids who just leave their parents and don't care about them, even if they can?
I saw many younger people in our country, in my country,
Mm,
really forgot their parents.
mm,
Also, they really rich and they absolutely take care for their parents, but they don't care. And I don't know why. Maybe the moral uh, has some problem or many other thing. I'm not sure about that because the relationship between each other in the family really complicated. And in my case, sometimes I feel really hard for I can connect with my parent and maybe not depend on the kids, sometimes depend on parent.
as well. Yes. But I believe, Gang, that sometimes we really want to like even call the old people, especially our grandparents or our um, parents, but sometimes it's difficult because maybe we don't have time. Do you believe it's because we're busy that we cannot connect to them?
I think the problem is we lack the connection with them
Mm,
because the time not enough. That is the main reason for we can avoid our problem.
mm.
And in my case, I also think I'm really busy, so I don't have a time to take care of my parents every time. So I think that is the fake problem.
Mm. I guess so. But you know, old people, they want someone that they can talk to. And in my case, I love talking to old people. How about you? Do you like talking to old people?
Uh, I don't have any occasions for I can talking about the older people, but I think maybe they have a many experience. I can learn from them.
Okay, that's right, because old people are wise enough.
Mm.
So let's go to the next question. What do you think about extending the retirement age? To what age? I think I asked you this.
Extending that means lifted the age for retirement.
Yes. Mm,
Uh, I think we should to do that because nowadays the younger people don't want uh, to born the baby. So of course, in the future, we don't have five younger people for working. So that's why we have to raise the age
mm.
for retirement. I think so.
Yes, I guess that the generation today really changes. Many people, like, they don't prioritize having kids anymore. Maybe there are still some people, right, who thinks
Yes.
about that, but yeah, many people wants to focus on their career, so they don't want to have babies. Okay, so let's go to number 8. Do you think your savings will be enough to provide you with a cozy retirement, or are you afraid of political or economic fluctuations?
Cozy.
Comfortable.
Uh-huh. I don't think so. Money or saving money is another way. In many other way, we have to do if we really want to independence uh, in the retirement.
Mm. How about political or economic fluctuations? Are you afraid of that when you get old? Because especially you are investing in stock market and real estate.
Uh, yes. We also. I think in my country, the political not problem,
Mm,
because we really stable, and I believe we will really stay stable in many years later.
mm,
But the economic, I think that is the problem I have to concern,
mm.
because nowadays every economic also connected with other. So uh, in the coronavirus, Vietnam is the best country for avoid that, but our economic really bad, and nowadays we can't earn money.
Mm.
So that's why we have to uh, plenty or investment investing to many other channel for to protect our property, and
Mm.
we can avoid the many things and many crises in the future when we become older.
It's really difficult come if there's virus, right? Especially when it's a pandemic because it's like you cannot move. Like for some business, their business are connected to other nations. Like in your case, you get your supply from other country, right?
Yes.
So you're also having difficulty with the materials and the supply
Mm.
that you have. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why it's difficult. So let's go to number 9. Do you believe the Social Trust Fund will fulfill its promises as the government
Oh,
guarantees?
oh. Uh, I think in the rich country, uh, when the government have had many profession in financial to invest the money from society security. But in my country, the officer of government really bad, because they don't have any ability, or at least they don't understand about using money for raising bigger in the future. And that's why nowadays in my country the society security really down after many years, because the manage uh, of the government really terrible. And nowadays our government put every people also to join security society security. But uh, if our government want to 100 Vietnamese people also willing join that, they have to show up the ability in manage money. I think that is the best way for we can trust on my government.
Okay, got it. So it's really difficult. But you know what? I just wanted to say, like in the Philippines, many people just give for their social security because of their death. Like if they die, they can have money to spend. It's so morbid to think about it, but
Yeah.
most people like do that, or most people in the Philippines do that, so that they can have money when they die. And I observed, Cam, okay, I just observed that I think the US provides a very big amount of retirement for any citizen as long as they contribute to social security. And in the Philippines, if you are an ordinary worker, maybe office worker, you have a very low social security. But if you are a teacher and if you retire, especially you're a public teacher, you can receive millions of money. How about in Vietnam? What like what jobs or what career received a good amount of money when they retire?
Uh, we have a method when our government pay money for the retirement
Mm,
people. Uh, they also receive a rate from the basic salary. For example, did if you did about over 25 years old, you can receive 70% of the latest salary.
Mm,
Yes,
okay.
and if you do more about 30 years old, you can receive about 85% of latest
Mm.
salary. It depends how many years you pay.
Do you agree with that? Like they will give you not the full money, but just a percentage. So what will happen to the other percentage? For example, 70 they will give it to you, and how what will happen to the 30% of your money?
I think that is a good way.
It's for keeping your money. That's why they have 30%. Okay. Yeah, so I think different countries have different ways. Let's have number 10. What would you do if the retirement fund went bust in the future? But I think you will not be affected with this because you do not contribute, right? To the retirement fund of the government.
Retirement fund quỹ
Yeah, that's the social security.
when burst like bankrupt.
Yes, or broke, went broke.
Ooh, I think at that time I can't do anymore because I don't have enough my health,
Mm.
and I don't have any other tool for support me overcome the bad situation, the worst situation.
So right now, Tom, you don't have any backup plans for your retirement or for your old age. You didn't think of anything. Only investing in real estate and stock market.
Nowadays, I think I just have two channels for making money. The first is real estate. The second is my main business, and the third in the future is the stock market. That's it.
Okay. So one last thing, when you like thinking about of old age or retirement, how would you imagine your life to be?
I really wish at that time I have a good health, for I can uh, keep doing everything I want, and I have a many time for I can find the meaningful when I become older. Maybe at that time not about business, and of course I really wish um, every investment from now really bigger when I retirement.
Mm. Where do you want to live when you get old?
I think about $1 or $2 million is okay.
Where do you want to live?
Uh, I just want to come back my countryside, and I will buy a higher land for I can planting every tree I like.
Mm, okay, that's a good idea. I hope you can fulfill that in the near future. And I hope, that you will not be scared or like, I hope that it's not only us, but I hope many people will be like excited and it will be our inspiration, right? Because every day maybe we feel tired, stressed, and exhausted because we need to work hard, but maybe we have to change something like in our mind. Like I think it's good or it's better to think that I need to do this, I need to work hard because I am excited for my old age, for my retirement. So I guess that would be good if we think in that way. Because yeah, you have to remember when you're old, maybe you have money, you have time, but you don't have energy anymore. Let's go to opinion samples. Let's have the first opinion. Okay, so The issue of supporting one's parents is something no law can enforce. And you said that you will ask your kids to give money. But no law can enforce it.
Mm. I think we should do the moral or questions to decide each people in our society. That is the best way for they can support their older.
Mm. But do you believe in this in the thought, okay? Because there is an opinion being formed in opinion number one that it is the parents' choice. Okay? It is the parents' choice why the children are born. Therefore, they need to take care of their parents. Because without their parents, they will not be born. They will not be here in the world.
I still understand the meaning. I still not understand.
It means that the parents had a choice either
Yes.
to keep them or not.
Mm.
So, because of that, the children have the responsibility to take care of their parents.
So the mean is the parent can to choice they can born or they can uh, don't born the
Yeah,
baby.
yes.
But every baby in the when they were born also same the angel, and we don't talk about what happening with them in the future.
So it means that if the parents are pregnant, they don't have a choice, but they have to give birth to the baby.
Yes, and give birth is the responsibility of human because we have to keep human in the future.
We have to keep on multiplying. Okay, so let's
Keep
go to number two. It's still all about social trust fund.
the yes, we don't put every trust on the social society security
Mm,
because everything also changes a lot, and we can't imagine what happened in the future. So the best way we should do plenty more channel invest for to support and protect our property
mm.
when crisis uh, happening. I think so.
And it has something here come in second opinion. Um, Later, I would have a part-time job to sustain myself. Do you think you will do that when you are no longer
Uh,
in your
I
business?
really, I yes, I really wish I can find a partner job when I become older. At
Mm,
that time, maybe it not. I I find a job for earn money, not the main problem. I
mm,
just want to feel myself really useful
mm.
for our society. At least I
Okay.
don't want to live up on our society.
Mm. So just the need to feel useful, because most old people really feel that they are useless. That's the problem. So one thing also, that's the reason why we need to call our parents and grandparents to make them feel that they are not alone and to make them feel that they are not useless. You think so?
Uh, uh, in my case, sometimes I invited my parents go to the city and living with me. But my parents also said they don't want to live in the cities because they don't have a similar environment. They don't
Mm-mm.
have any relationship, and especially they don't know what they do when they live in a city.
Mm.
Because when my parents stay in my countryside, they have to some land for they can planting tree, for they can feed many animals,
Mm.
or especially they was born at their countryside, and every relationship really close, and they don't want to go out.
Mm. I think I would do the same. I would choose also to live in the countryside, even when I'm still young.
Mm. But
Okay, Cam.
when I still that really hard for we can earn money if we stay in my countryside.
Oh, in your countryside. I guess it's all the same, Cam, in every countryside, but I think it all depends on how we want our lives to be lived, right?
Mm.
If we want to, like, we always wanted to, like, go to, is it Latteria or KFC or malls? I guess we're not fitted to live in a countryside. But if we think of simple living, I think we can. So before, when I just came to Hama Village, oh my God, I really want to come out from Hama Village. Because I always complain, oh my God, I cannot
Uh,
go to malls, blah, 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 blah. I cannot eat Jollibee, blah, blah. Yeah. But
I
I
don't think
guess
so. Mm.
I was used to the life in Hama Village, like it's remote and secluded, that when I went to Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, I don't like it anymore.
Uh,
So, what do you want to say?
I think when we was young, we don't have a choice, another choice,
Mm,
for we can stay in out in my countryside,
mm,
because maybe when I am a single, everything's so easy.
mm,
But after got married, I think we don't have any choice.
mm.
The best choice is we
Yes.
have to move to the city for easy to earn money, and for many other really confidence for our life, and especially for the future of our kids. And we just to think back about my countryside when we are become older.
Mm. It's because you have responsibilities already. Your responsibility would let you do it. It's a moral obligation as well, right?
I think really hard when we was young, and every maybe everything so more simple when we are retirement. At that time, we just need one or two meals a day. That is okay. And most important is the money when we sick. That's so pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's very like sad when you see old people and you hear that on news that they don't have a livelihood. We say livelihood, the money that they get so that they can live.
Mm.
So that's difficult. Like they just depend from the government in order for them to live, and the government's money cannot
Mm.
suffice their needs.
Yes. Every time money is a best friend, and especially when we are retirement.
Money is everything. My goodness. OMG. Okay. Let's go to the expressions. Number one, 65 is the age when a man acquires sufficient experience to lose his job. When you're 65.
Uh, what does this mean of sufficient?
Enough.
Enough experience.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, I think if I 65 years old and I really want to retirement, at that time the best way and the best time for we can retirement, we can so I can retire. But I if I want to working in a short time later, I think that's not problem. maybe 70 or the same in my wish, 80. Yes, yeah.
Very old. But you know, Cam, the expression in number one is saying that when we're already 65, we have a lot of experience already,
Mm.
and we are dependable, and so maybe we can look for another job that would really give us high salary because we are already dependable and we have a lot of experience already. But you know, there is a debate going on, Kam, especially in the politics arena. Like in the Philippines, there are a lot of old politicians. And many people are saying that old politicians should come down and should never run for presidency or for government office because their ideas are too old and we need new people or young people. Do you think it's true?
Yes, I also believe, and especially in the political and in the business. And that's why nowadays there are many younger people in the higher position. They just want to be to die when they can serve with the pressure in their job. And that's why maybe the younger people don't can't control their feeling, and we need uh, more older people in the highest position for to sure they can control the job, and especially in you can see really clearly in the political when the uh, president really high.
So old age can give stability to government.
Yes, because when I think when the people overcome 60 years old, uh, the feeling not important with them, and they control everything uh, by mental.
Reasons. Mm. Not lead by emotions, but by reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to number two. Retirement can be a great joy if you can figure out how to spend time without spending money. Oh la la. Money, money.
Uh, I'm not sure because I just think about money that if the best friend support me uh, directly and faster than
Mm.
everything when I have some problem with my health, and when I really when I have to live off other people. At that time, money is the best best thing for me. But when I become retirement, I think I don't have any demand to spend a lot of money because at that time my life really simple and I don't have a lot of need
Mm.
for daily. I think so.
And many people right now are thinking of going back to nature and living, not, of course, living with less amount of money. Like they want to plant their own and grow their own food. So, how about you? Because you keep on saying that money is best friend. Are you not thinking of going back to nature and using less amount of money?
My meaning is I have to prepare a big quantity of money for for the worst situation when I really old. And almost the time, I think the best thing for I can live is try to live closer with the nature. And money is the last thing I will use when
Mhm.
my health really bad.
Okay. It will be your last resort or just for emergency cases. Yes. And I hope people would think of that the same way because I've heard like it's they said that the only solution to end the problems in our world is only to go back to nature, and people will not depend too much on
Yes.
industrial
Mm,
and go organic.
mm. I saw many older people in my country. Whenever time in their young, when they were young,
Mm,
they spend every property, every everything for support their kids. But when they really old, uh, when their kids have some bankrupt, the parent really really white hand when
mm,
they don't have any property.
mm, mm.
And at that time, I think that's really terrible. So the best way, try don't care about a lot for the kid, and to we should to focus on how we can protect our life when we really old. That
Mm.
is the best way.
Yes, I guess so. So a lot of parents still support their kids, right? Even they're already old enough. So I guess that's a problem that there will be no enough money for the parents
Mm.
when they're old. So do you have any questions about retirement? Anything to say
No.
about retirement?
No, no.
All right, so I hope you will feel good today and you can do something to make you feel okay and not be
Mm.
scared about thinking about retirement. All right, Cam, so if you don't have any questions, that's it for today. Thank you very
Okay, thank you.
much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Out. Bye.